It was a late spring morning, the air still, a faint breeze rustling the sycamores. I sat on my porch swing, coffee balanced on my knee, watching a squirrel dart across the sidewalk, a moment of quiet that made the world feel whole. Then came the crack of splintering wood, sharp as a bone breaking. My head snapped toward the sound, and my stomach dropped. Two men stood on my lawn, strangers in olive green polos embroidered with HOA enforcement, wielding crowbars that gleamed in the sun. They weren't inspecting, they were tearing apart my cedar fence, the one I'd built with my dad over 2 sweaty weekends. Planks lay shattered, one dangled from a nail, another was being pried loose. I leapt up, the swing slamming the railing. "What the hell are you doing?" I shouted, storming down the steps. The taller one, lean with mirrored sunglasses, didn't look up, wedging his crowbar deeper. "Violation of HOA Regulation 22A, he droned. "Non-compliant materials, unauthorized construction. Citations in the mail." I blinked. "There's no HOA here." The stockier one, shaved head and a smug grin, turned. "Transitional Compliance Team. The board expanded jurisdiction last month. This is our turf now." He kicked a plank, splitting it like ribs. My hand shook. "You can't destroy my property." He laughed, nasal and cruel. "Sure we can. This ain't your lawn, it's shared aesthetic space." Shared aesthetic space? My mind reeled. I grabbed my phone. "I'm calling the cops." The tall one sighed. "File a complaint with the board. Meanwhile, this fence is illegal." But then a voice cut through, low and heavy, like thunder rolling in. "You tear down his fence, you'd better build a coffin too." The air thickened. The stocky one's smirk faltered. The tall one froze. From the hedges stepped Ivan Petrov, my neighbor, a retired Ukrainian engineer and beekeeper. He was a mountain of a man, 6 feet 4 inches, shoulders like barn doors, one eye warm brown, the other a chilling gray. In one hand, a smoker trailed white mist. In the other, a jar of honey glowed like liquid sun. Ivan was quiet, private, sold honey from his garage, but this Ivan was different, calm, lethal, like he'd stare down worse than crowbars. The tall one took a step back. "Sir, this is an enforcement operation." Ivan advanced, boots crunching. "You break fence that's not yours, you break order." The stocky one raised a hand. "Back off, you don't want trouble." Ivan's gaze was a blade. "You bring crowbars, I bring better." He pumped the smoker, smoke curling like a warning. The men hesitated, not just from bees, but from Ivan's presence, a man who rewrote the air around him. The scene shifted from chaos to stillness. The stocky one, I'd later learn was Mitch, sneered. "Back off, old man. This is HOA business." Ivan's voice was gravel. "Your badge? From a printer. Your boots? From a discount bin. Your face? Not ready." The tall one, Bryce, stammered, "This doesn't concern you." Ivan tilted his head. "Idiots breaking wood near my hive? Everything concerns me." I noticed bees 3, maybe 4, orbiting Ivan's shoulder like sentries. Bryce coughed as smoke drifted. "Step back," he barked. Ivan set the smoker down, draped his beekeeping hood over the broken fence like a shroud, and cracked his neck. "You break man's fence, you break order. Man without order is dangerous." Mitch scoffed, "He's bluffing." But Ivan stepped forward, and Bryce's crowbar clattered to the ground. "Okay, we'll stop," Mitch said, backing away. "This place isn't worth it." Ivan raised a palm. "You leave after you fix what you broke." Bryce laughed. "We're not rebuilding your—" Ivan cut him off, pointing to a hive behind his gate, its hum growing louder. "Then meet Queen Oksana." Mitch frowned. "Who's that?" Ivan's smile was ice. "Ask your face in 10 minutes." They didn't believe him, standing wide, shoulders puffed, thinking Ivan was all talk. Mitch lunged, throwing a sloppy punch. Ivan moved like a hinge, dodging, then snapped a jab into Mitch's nose. A wet crunch, blood spraying like red confetti. Mitch collapsed, flat on the concrete. Bryce screamed. "You assaulted an official." Ivan rolled his shoulder. "Arrest me. Show real badge." Bryce's legs shook, mouth open, no words. Ivan grabbed his shirt, not rough but firm, and marched him to a rusty toolbox, show VYing into his chest. Work, Ivan said, handing him a worn hammer, or bleed. A bee landed on Bryce's forehead. He froze, eyes crossed, as it sat for 3 seconds before flying off. Bryce exhaled, knelt, and started sorting planks, hands trembling. Ivan stood over him, smoker hissing, while Mitch groaned, blood pooling. Neighbors gathered, phones out, chairs unfolded, a silent crowd drawn to raw justice. Bryce hammered, nails bending, Ivan correcting with grunts. I wasn't scared anymore, I was satisfied. These imposters had invaded my peace, and now balance was clawing back. Mrs. Larson, a retired teacher, whispered, "Is that the Ukrainian guy?" I nodded. "Good." She sipped her lemonade. The block became a theater, lawn chairs, umbrellas, a cooler. Bryce's hand shook, nails slipped, sweat soaked his polo. Ivan pointed, level. Bryce mumbled, "This is crazy." Ivan stepped closer. "You came with crowbar, broke law, broke peace. Now fix." Bryce snapped. "I could sue." Ivan gestured to the crowd. "Phones up. Sue them too." "Witnesses." A girl shouted, "He's crying." Bryce's eyes were red, breath shaky. Laughter rippled, not cruel, but cathartic. Miss Flores called. "Should have brought permits, not pliers." Bryce flung the hammer down. "We were cleaning up." Ivan picked it up, handing it back. "Clean what you break." "I understand bees. Bees have order. You break hive, bees remember." He pointed to the humming hive. "They're watching." Bryce worked, raw hands trembling, under Ivan's gaze. Mitch, face swollen, held planks silent. By noon, the fence was half rebuilt, straighter, tighter. Pizza arrived. Johnny Cash played softly, neighbors passed plates. Ivan declined slices, arms crossed, a sentinel. Bryce apologized to me. "Keep working," I said. A neighbor whispered, "This is better than the '03 blackout." A slow clap greeted the 5th panel. Ivan raised a hand, not celebration, but consequence. The final plank slid in, crooked. Ivan's eyebrow lifted. Bryce sighed, realigned it, and nailed it straight. Silence fell, heavy, expectant. Ivan approached, holding 2 water bottles, condensation dripping. He offered one to Mitch, who blinked, stunned, and one to Bryce, hand shaking. "You build," Ivan said, voice softer, "now leave." They froze, unsure. Ivan's tone dropped. "Next time, you leave without breaking." He pointed to the hive. "If I see you again, I don't use hands. I use hive." The crowd held its breath. Ivan's bees weren't just insects, they were an extension of his will, loyal to his calm. Mitch and Bryce nodded, limping to their SUV, tires screeching as they fled. Ivan exhaled, shoulders easing, and checked the fence, running a hand along the boards. "Level?" he asked me. "Better than before," I said. He grunted his highest praise. Neighbors dispersed, murmuring thanks. "You're a hero," one called. Ivan nodded once, gate creaking as he vanished. The video hit the internet by morning. Kyle, the kid with the drone, filmed it all. Titled "Ukrainian Beekeeper Crushes Fake HOA Thugs," it exploded. 10,000 VYUs in an hour, Reddit's front page. TikTok edits with dramatic music. "He didn't rebuild a fence, say, rebuilt society." One caption read. Ivan's line, "I use hive," became a ringtone. Memes flooded. Ivan as Uncle Sam. "I want you to fix the fence." A podcast, The Ballad of Ivan's Hive, speculated he was ex-Spetsnaz. I asked him about it days later. "Internet likes stories," he said. "I like fences." The internet didn't mock him, it revered him. News called it HOA hoax ended by hammer and hive. Ivan ignored it, tending his bees, but the street changed. Lawns neater, block parties warmer, a silent respect. Detectives revealed Bryce and Mitch were part of a scam ring, extorting suburbs with fake fines, targeting the elderly. Ivan's stand broke their hustle. My house was marked Re-VY Sit with backup. The HOA issued a weak statement, but Ivan's fence was the real law. Nancy brought a plaque. "Rebuilt with blood, protected by bees." Ivan called it too dramatic, but hung it, smirking. We toasted the fence and Queen Oksana in his yard, his words sinking in. Without queen, hive falls. People same. The street grew quiet, not sterile but earned. Neighbors nodded at the fence, left honey, a carved bee, a flag. Sunflowers bloomed by the plaque. Kids VY cited on field trips, their teacher calling Ivan a hero. He shrugged. I'm just fence. But he wasn't. He was a line you don't cross, a man who raised hell quietly. One October evening, we shared coffee on my porch. Fence was never just wood, he said. It's rule. Wolves pause at boundaries. I asked if he was scared. Always, he grinned. Scare man with hive? Dangerous. We laughed, the bees humming, justice buzzing in the silence. The fence stood, not just wood, but a vow. This street would never break again. If you were the one in this story, how would you react? Would you stand up and fight back, or accept the unreasonable pressure and control from the HOA? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this VY Deo with more people. Your small action gives us the motivation to keep bringing you more intense and engaging stories. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next VY Deo.